fractions and decimals. Now, whenever we see fractions or decimals, we are always a little bit weary about how to solve the system of equations because it just seems like it's going to be more complex, but it is not. You can simplify these equations and then use substitution or elimination to figure them out. So, for example, when you have any decimals like this, what you want to do is try and simplify things. So we'll remove the decimals. How can we remove them? Well, if we multiply every term by 10, we can remove, the decimals will be gone. If you multiply this by 10, you get 2x, this by 10. So you're multiplying this equation by 10, and that gives you negative 3y is equal to negative 1. Multiply this equation by 10. Make sure you do it to every single term. And here we go. We've got 5x minus 4y is equal to 8. And now you're going to ask yourself, shall I use substitution or elimination? And I would say to you, because we don't have the same numerical coefficients here, you're either going to try and eliminate the y's by multiplying this equation here by 4 and this one by 3, or you can multiply this equation by 5, this one by 2, and eliminate the x's. That's the same as what we had just done. Now let's look at a fractions and see what you get with that. And now let's go to eliminating with fractions. So if you had an equation like this, and a second one, x over 3 minus y over 2 equals negative 2. Now in grade 9, we learned how we can simplify this equation by removing the fractions. And what you can do is find the lowest common denominator here. Remember that this 4 also is over 1, and this is over 1 also. And so the common denominator here, lowest common denominator, would be 8. The lowest common denominator here is 6. So what you want to do is multiply every term in this one by 8 and every term here by 6. So let's do that. Let's multiply all this by 8. And by doing that, let's make some room and then we'll put these ones back. If you multiply 8 by x and then divide by 2, you get 4x. 8y divided by 8 gives you y. 8 times 4 is 32. Much easier to deal with than the equation we had before. So this was equation 1, and we have transformed it to this. Now let's look at the equation we had earlier, which was x over 3 minus y over 2 is equal to negative 2. And what you do here is multiply everything by 6, because we had said the lowest common denominator was 6. And we multiply every term by 6, and remember this is over 1. And when you multiply 6x divided by 3, you get 2x. Negative 6y divided by 2, 3y. And this is equal to negative 12. And so now if you look at this equation and this equation, you can now use either substitution by rearranging this equation into y equals 32 minus 4x, plugging it into here, or elimination by multiplying this equation by 3 so that the y's can be eliminated. You can do any of those, and it'll be very easy now to solve. All you had to do first was eliminate the fraction by finding the lowest common denominator and multiplying every term by that.